Hi, and welcome to another AdWords Hangout on Air. My name is Eric, and this is Lizzie beside me, and we both work on our AdWords team here at our headquarters in Mountain View, California. So, as you may remember, Lizzie is actually joining us for a second week as our mobile guru here on site, and we are actually really excited to talk to you about some more advanced optimization tips for mobile. So, thanks so much for tuning in today. And as we go through, before I start, I just want to go through and tell you about what we talked about last week. As we started just with actual mobile optimization tips, we talked about how to really create a mobile optimized website and how to choose and implement the best mobile ads for your business. So today, we're just going to dive a little bit deeper and really look at the next level. So that means focusing more on AdWords and really talking about mobile bid adjustments, just why ad extensions are perfect for certain mobile parts as well. And then lastly, just call conversions. So Lizzie, why don't you take us for our first topic breakdown for mobile bid adjustments?
Definitely. So mobile bid adjustments are a great way to bid higher on mobile in particular instead of just on desktop and tablet as well. And make sure that your position on the page on mobile is higher up. It's really important since on mobile devices, you tend to see fewer ads. On a desktop, you'll see 10 or 12. And on mobile device, maybe you'll see like 3 or 4. So making sure that your positioning is good is going to be crucial. Let me go ahead and show you how to set that up here. So in your account, what you want to do is select the campaign and ad group that you'd like to add the mobile bid adjustment to. You're going to click on Settings and then Devices. So in this case, I'm going to click on Search. Let's go to the Settings page over here. And I'm going to go right here to Devices. On here, you can see your data. So for example, here you should consider your average position, the average position over here. To see what is going on the last 30 days. You can see the CPC to remember exactly like how much you're bidding and how much you're paying per click. And then the click-through rate, which ideally should be around 2%. In this case, I don't have any data, but ideally you'd want to see that on there. Now, in order to send that increase, what you want to do is right here where it says mobile devices with full browsers, you're going to click on that little, you'll see like 2 little dashes. Sometimes you'll see a 0%, but you're going to click on that. And this is where you can actually increase it. In this example, we're going to increase it to 10%. To provide like a small little lift on the page. Please note that when you increase it by 10%, this is an example here that a $10 bid will become $11. Similarly, people don't typically bid quite as much. So sometimes you'll see like a $1 bid become $1.10. So it's incremental by percentage, which is important to remember. So then you hit save here and you're all set. You're set up to bid 10% more on mobile in specific. So like I mentioned, we recommend that you bid 10% more because we want to see incrementally what that value brings to you. What we recommend doing is increasing it little by little and then seeing exactly how that affects your CPC and how that matches up with your goals in particular. So now Eric's actually going to talk to us about those ad extensions.
Perfect. Thanks, Lizzie. So these ad extensions, we're really going to get a little bit deeper just based on the foundation of maybe current ad extensions you already have in the account. So with mobile ad extensions, you really want to make sure that this is an extension of your current ad. So it actually makes your ad bigger. And I really can't tell you how many times Lizzie and I have been asked about, hey, how do I make my ad bigger? I'll pay more for it. The great thing is these are totally free. So as you go through here, just keep that in mind. Now, these 3 ad extensions that we're going to talk through are site link extensions, call extensions, and location extensions. So first things first, I just want to talk about site link extensions. Now, with site link extensions, you're going to be able to highlight the most important part of your website. Maybe it's 2 pages, maybe it's 3, and you'll be able to say, hey, about us, maybe you're linking to a specific product, whatever it may be. It's really, really crucial to go in and create the user experience to be very, very specific and not just land them on your homepage. So now that I've got you hopefully convinced, I'm going to show you how to actually jump into the account and set up your first site link, or maybe just edit an existing site link. So now that we're in the account, let's go in and actually go over to the Ad Extensions tab. And then we're going to go to the View button there. From the drop-down menu, we'll click Site Link Extensions. Now we'll go to the plus extension button there in red. and we will go to new site link just below the white box. So as you go in here, I know Lizzie has a favorite advertiser called Stan the Plumber. So we're going to just enter just a quick about us, or maybe it's call now, for Stan. I know that he likes a lot of calls. So either way, we'll go in and she'll put in the URL, stantheplumber.com.
Not a real website. Oops. I'm just going to.
We'll go with that. You can find a lot of plumbers on Google. So, and then with the description here, that's really optional. You can get into a bit more, but again, this is really optimizing for mobile. So you want to keep it very succinct, if anything at all. And the last big thing here is making sure that you check off that box where it says device preference for mobile. So let's check that box off. And just to keep this in mind, if you guys already have an existing site link, you can go through and just edit the site link itself, press that mobile checkbox, and you guys will actually be good to go. So with that, it really does come down to the details here. Even though it seems like you have a site link set up, you really want to make sure you have that mobile box checked off. So now that we've covered that, I want to throw it back to Lizzie. She'll talk through some location extensions for us.
Definitely. So a lot of the times when people are on the go, they might be looking for a specific service, business, something like that. As an example, maybe you're near a restaurant or Stan the Plumber, maybe they need a plumber on the go. So making sure that your location and the address of your business is actually on your ad at the bottom is really important so that when people are on the go, they're able to find you. Keep in mind when doing this that you do need to have a Google My Business account with a verified address in order to have the location extensions show. But let me show you how to add that in the account. So similar here, we're going to be in the Add Extensions tab already, but we're going to click on the button that says View Site Link Extensions. From there, you're going to see the drop-down menu, all our different types of extensions we have, but we're going to click on Location Extensions. So we can see here that right now I don't have any location extensions set up, but what we want to do is add account location extensions since we have to link the Google My Business account. I go and I click on there. And I click on that plus extension button in red, and here's where you can see your Google My Business account. Right now I have 0 locations that are synced, but ideally you'd have 1 or 2, a couple more. And you would just link the locations, or link the Google My Business account rather, click done, and then you'll see that overall it may take up to 24 hours for them to sync together, but eventually your locations will be synced. So now Eric's going to talk about call extensions, really important one here.
Definitely. And just one more point on location extensions. If you guys do have more than one location, it's actually really easy to go through just to pinpoint one location for one particular campaign. Say maybe you have location targets for a particular campaign. So that's just a good thing that I always like to note, because it is pretty simple to make sure that not all of your locations are showing all at the same time. So with that, let's kind of transition into call extensions here. So as you can imagine, calls are super important for mobile. People are on the go. They may not have time to really look through your website too much. So we want to make it easy for them to really understand and find out your number, find out how to get more information quickly. And honestly, if you don't have a call extension, if you don't have a mobile optimized website, because maybe you didn't watch our video last week, which you totally should. What the actual user will have to do is go through, click on your website, and try and find a contact us page. And then from there, they'll see the phone number. They may have to copy it. They may have to try and remember it, which is what I do most of the time. Remember those 10 digits, then go to their calling app, and then try and actually call. That's hard for me to even say, much less do. So this is something you definitely want to avoid as a business owner. Really make it simple for your users. And with call extensions, you avoid all of that mess with just having a simple phone symbol right below the actual ad itself. And when you click on that phone symbol, it allows the user to give you a call instantly. So now that we've covered why you should definitely do it, I just want to talk through the policies as well that we have when you create this. You want to make sure that you actually have your phone number on the landing page of your website so that our AdWords team can actually verify that it is your phone number, and you're not giving out, maybe it's a different number by mistake, maybe you accidentally accidentally put your home phone. We don't want that, and I'm sure you don't either. So that's the big thing there. You want to make sure it's on your home page. And let's go ahead and just show you how to actually set up that call extension. So back into your AdWords account, we'll go to that View drop-down menu and select Call Extensions. Now we'll go ahead and press that red extension button. We'll select the campaign for search. All right, and as we go down, we are just going to click on New Phone Number below the white box. And so we'll type this in here. Yep, that's my personal number. Please don't call that. And we'll go down to my own phone number there. You have two options here between a Google forwarding number and my own phone number. So Google forwarding numbers, they are really good because they allow you to track in a much more detailed way. But for right now, we'll use my own phone number. And with this, you can also select whether you want to show both actual link to your website and the phone number, or just the phone number. Important things to include here, and as well, just check off that mobile box to make sure that it's optimized for mobile. All right, so now that we've covered that, I'm just going to hand it over to Lizzie, and she's going to tell you how do we actually track these calls? What happens after they press call on the phone?
Yeah. So as Eric mentioned briefly, you do have the option to use a Google forwarding number, which is essentially like a 1-866, 1-800 number, and sometimes local numbers that we can use to mask your personal number. So in doing so, when people call this number, we're able to actually track when they do call you. We're able to see when they call you, whether you picked up the phone call, how long the phone call lasts, and what area did they call from. So really important information to have as a business owner who's really focusing on getting phone calls and understanding exactly what the return on investment is from AdWords to then tie it all together and see whether it's a worthy investment or not. So let me go ahead and show you how to set that up here in the account one more time. So in terms of setting up the call tracking, what we'd want to do here, I'm going to cancel out of this one. You'd want to go to Tools here at the very top of the screen. And then from the drop-down menu, select the conversions. Loading up here. All right, so you can see here, I actually haven't started doing any conversion tracking in this account. So we're going to start from the very beginning. We're going to do plus conversion. So as you can see here, there's definitely different types to do. What we want to select is phone calls. In this option, we want to do phone calls from, let's see, a Google forwarding number or using call extensions. So we're just going to select this first one up here and click continue. So for this conversion, we're going to call it phone calls. In this case, you can actually enter a value of how much you think a phone call is worth if it actually leads to business, or you can decide not to assign a value at all. Let's just not assign a value for now. Here you can also see what the call length has to be in order for it to be counted as a conversion. This is really important. Sometimes if you set it up way too high, especially if it's a small inquiry or something, it might not be counted as a conversion. So we usually recommend going with the default of 60 seconds. However, you can always change this to whatever number you'd like. Then you can count it as unique conversions or all conversions. In this case, we want to see that if one ad leads to 3 purchases, we'll still count it as one different conversion. The conversion window is going to be 30 days. It's going to be a lead in this case. And then on here, we also have the option for optimization. So you can click on advanced here. If you did want to optimize conversions for calls, what that does is it actually changes your bids on these kinds of clicks so that you can actually bid according to whether you're getting conversions or not. It's a good option to have. You can decide to do that or decide to bid on your own. But we're going to turn that on for the time being and click done. Last step here is just to hit save and continue. It's going to take us here. It says you're almost finished. Now what you have to do is actually use the Google forwarding number. So it lets us know that we actually didn't implement it on the step before. We're going to go to the call extension on here. That's going to load up there. And as we saw, it says we need to actually have a call extension. Oops. So I didn't save that one from last time. But if we just go through those steps really quickly, what you want to do here is select the Google forwarding number option, put in your phone number, and as we mentioned, check off the mobile preferred and hit save, and then you'll be done with that.
Perfect. So we've run through a lot of pretty advanced optimization tips for mobile today. And just as a quick recap, we really talked through what are mobile bid adjustments, which site links or which actual ad extensions you should use, which does include site links, call extensions, and location extensions as well. And lastly, Lizzie took us through how to actually track those call extensions. So these are really important tools for you to use in your mobile toolbox. So we hope that it really was helpful for you today. And for a second, I just want to take a step back and just tell you about how we have the current setup and format for Hangouts on Air. It is going to be changing a little bit from a live format to a pre-recorded format. And this just comes back to our mission at Google to always continue to innovate and continue to update when we think that there may be a better viewer experience. And really, when you guys have to listen to less filler words from Lizzie and I here, we think it's always a better user experience, and that's what we're after, to make it a better user experience for you, which I hope as a business owner, you are trying to make a better user experience for your customers as well. So we will be changing up the format, but don't worry, you're still going to have the same very informational content delivered right to your home, to your office, or maybe just your home office. I don't know. Either way, we look forward to seeing you again in the future, and thanks so much for joining us today.